This is kind of a loaded topic, but what we're going to talk about today is what made The Mandalorian as good as it was. It's very rare that something in Star Wars comes out with as much positive fan reaction as this did, and I want to find out why that was the case. I have a few ideas about why I think fans really adored the first season of The Mandalorian, and I think the producers of the show will hopefully carry these onto the next season. So, why is The Mandalorian so good? Let's find out.
Who's scruffy looking?
Welcome back to the Talking with My Hans channel, everybody. If you're new around here and haven't subscribed yet, I hope that you'll consider doing that. We post all sorts of great Star Wars videos here, from reviews to unboxings to gameplay. We really do it all. So feel free to stick around and watch some other videos. Also, I can't say that this video was inspired by my good friend, the Gold Man, but he does have a video pretty similar to this one in a longer format, so I hope you'll all go check that one out as well because it's really worth the watch. So, what made The Mandalorian so great? Why was it that this show was one of the few new Star Wars stories to come out that pleased almost everybody in the fandom? What about The Mandalorian made it stand out amongst its peers? I think right off the bat, in the first episode, The Mandalorian does the perfect twist. Star Wars is known for its twists and turns in its stories, and The Mandalorian is not any different. I think it's safe to say that going into this show, with what little information was out there, that we all thought this was going to revolve around this badass bounty hunter tracking down his foes in the post-Imperial galaxy. And to our credit, that's pretty much what the entire first episode is. That was until the very final moment when perhaps one of the greatest twists in Star Wars history takes place. The Mandalorian suddenly goes from a show about killing and capturing fugitives to a show about a man who's lost and has to learn to care for someone other than himself. It goes from a show about being out on your own to a show about having somebody with you. And that's a powerful message, especially when you weren't expecting it. I think that this becomes something everyone loves in the end because the story about Din taking care of the child is a much more compelling tale than the story of Din the bounty hunter. I think another thing about The Mandalorian that made it such an instant classic is that it captured what I feel like is the authentic Star Wars experience. When I think of Star Wars, my mind immediately jumps to the original trilogy and the worlds that it visited: Tatooine, Hoth, Cloud City, Endor, all rough around the edges, lived in, and it has a history at your fingertips. I think that feeling is a part of what makes Star Wars so much fun to watch. The Mandalorian absolutely captures every essence of that feeling in almost every episode. Even in the very first episode of the show, there are multiple sequences that just feel so authentically Star Wars, it's hard to put into words. The bar scene in the first few minutes of the episode, Din's walkabouts on Navarro, and the settlement on Arvala 7 all capture the feel of a lived-in Star Wars world. However, I think there's one element of The Mandalorian that helps set it apart from every other Star Wars story out there. It's not a plot point, it's not a location, it's not the writing or the cinematography. No, it's something much simpler than that. It's that it's small. The Mandalorian is not about galaxy-wide religions like the Jedi and the Sith. It's not about galactic-scale wars or super weapons or defeating the ultimate Sith Lord that wants to take over the galaxy one last time. It's about a man and his little family. It's about one man's identity and who he is trying to be. There isn't an ensemble of characters, and many episodes have more time with no dialogue than any other Star Wars story. But that isn't necessarily an issue because The Mandalorian does a lot with very little. The Mandalorian as a TV show never tries to swing out of its shoes, and because it stays within itself during all 8 episodes and never goes out too wide, and the story stays focused on what's important, the show carries a weight with it that I don't think any other Star Wars has had before this. These are all things that I think will carry over into Season 2. Even from the first couple of trailers, we can tell that The Mandalorian will continue to retain that unique but genuine Star Wars feel, and with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni at the helm, you can always count on some great twists and turns. But while many are worried that The Mandalorian will try to stretch out too far and interweave itself with other stories of the galaxy, I'll say this: it is possible for a story to introduce familiar faces without getting away from the main focus of the show. I want to know what you guys think. What do you think made The Mandalorian as good as it was? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.